Welcome everybody, spiritual beings, ladies and gents. I am back with another video, episode 2, still season 1 of my podcast, Let Me Speak. And I am here to talk about 12 universal laws within the spirituality that people practice. And it's different for me. I take it in whole differently, and I'm so grateful to just be one of those people that started their journey very early on, especially in the beginning pics of my high school. I cannot give y'all exact dates because I can't remember back there because of COVID and everything's a little bit foggy, but I know it definitely was around that time, way before I graduated, but not in the beginning as me starting 9th grade. Although there are 12 universal laws, I'm not going to be talking. But before we even get into the video, just make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and share me to y'all platforms. That would be of great help. Thank you. Right into the video. I have a notebook to keep me on track because I get carried away when I start talking, and I very highly love myself. So when I get to talking, it's like it hypnotizes me, and I just really want to stay focused. But anyway, the first law out of the 12 universals, but we're only doing 6. The first one is law of divine oneness. Basically, what that means is that we are all connected. Every action, intention, generosity that we have going on, it all plays a part in a bigger picture, and what one person does, it affects the others, and vice versa. And before I go on to number 2 of the 12 universal laws, but we're only doing 6. Remember, we're only doing 6 because I'm not going to say it anymore. We're not doing the full 12. But before I go on to number 2, I do want to let people know, especially if the ones that know me and I talk to you like this or whatever, I take pride in what I practice. I am a spiritual practitioner, and I reopened my journey, or what I would consider part 2 of my journey. So I'm actually getting even more inquisitive and diving deeper. So, and I'm still feeling a little froggy in the head or whatever. So just bear with me. Number 2 of the 12 universal laws is law of vibration. And don't be wondering why I don't know these all by heart. It's because at one point I did, and then I don't know what happened. Now I don't, and now I have to have a notebook to help me out. Anyways, law of vibration. I tell people, don't come around me with all that talking bad and just negative energy, because I'm an energy person. Anybody that knows me personally or even know me to that much knows that I am an energy person, and I'm not going to let nobody taint my space. I don't even like it when I'm not myself and I'm tainting my space. I don't like it, but basically, everything is operating on a vibrational level, energetically. Every thought, every intention, anything you do is operating on a vibration, whether it's low, in the middle, or high, or even below low. That's why when people are loud around me, and yes, I'm picky about my people, when people are loud around me, gotta cleanse you off. I can't do it. When I started off my spiritual journey, even before then, what I can remember, like 6th, 7th, 8th grade, I was going through it terribly. Terribly. If you know, you know. I was going through it crazy. And I didn't even know at the time what the energy meant, but looking back on it, I'm just like, I understand now. And I'm so glad, and I'm going to always say this, I'm so glad that I got to start it early on. That way, as me entering in my 20s, I'm 20 something, but I ain't 23 and up. I do things so much differently now. Some might agree with it, some might not agree with it, but I don't care about none of that. I am actually thriving so much that I don't even have time for negative stuff. I don't even pay no attention to it. Like, I literally let it go right over my head until I'm just like, hey, chill out. You know what I'm saying? Basically, law of vibration states that everything is always vibrating. Everything is always vibrating. The third law, out of the many laws that we're not fully going to talk about is law of correspondence. People are always talking about how they want to see change, or they always trying to get somebody else to change, yet they still have work to do on their inner selves. That's another thing that I feel like people in general is just too in tune with minding other people's business. They have to want to change for themselves. If they don't want to change for themselves, nothing you can say will change what state they're in. They have to want it. It has to be coming from them. You cannot do their work for them. Fourth law we're going to talk about is law of attraction. Basically what that states and means is whatever you dwell on subconsciously, it works its way up into your reality. You're conjuring that up. So whatever you don't want to happen, maybe try not to focus on that too much and just not focus on anything, just like let it go. Or simply just think positive of the situation. Try to see some positive in it, or whatever the case may be. Because I'm telling y'all, once you start manifesting stuff that you absolutely do not want, it comes about. And then people get to questioning themselves and just like, why is this happening to me? What did I do? Well, let's go back a year or two when you just started to think totally different and totally wrong in a sense. And look what you did then, The fifth law that we're going to talk about is law of inspired action. Basically what that is that I tell people, stop praying and manifesting for what you want in your life when it's already there. Once you get your inner self right, you start thinking differently and vibrating on a positive frequency, stuff like that, that's already made for you, that's already here, and you just got to bring it to your attention or in your grasp. You gotta put in the actions, You can't just keep manifesting, or not even manifesting. Manifesting is totally something different. Fifth law that we're going to talk about is law of inspired action, which is basically manifesting isn't about wishing or praying. It's about taking steps toward what you want. Actions bring dreams to life. Mind y'all, I'm reading from my notebook because, like I said, I hypnotize myself when I start talking, then I get to venturing off, and who knows where I'll be going. But anyways, actions bring dreams to life. You 50% got the idea of what you want to do. Now the other 50% is you just working to meet the other 50%. Then 100%, boom, it's your life. That's it, that's all. We have reached the sixth law out of the 12 we will not be speaking of, and this is the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. I like this one personally because I tell people energy never dies. Energy does not die. It's constantly changing. It can go from up to down. You know what I'm saying? Up to down. It just really never dies, and I just really want to keep emphasizing that part because it just does not die. Energy cannot die. It just can't die. And basically you just want to introduce that type of positivity in your space. That way you can keep elevating up to your higher self. That's all that it is. And I know that I say this so casually or whatever because y'all, before the pandemic, but during the pandemic all the way, well, not all the way up until now, but it was a cutoff. After I experienced what I experienced, it just, now that I'm thinking back on it because of the knowledge that I have now, I'm just like, that's what that all was about. Almost ripped me to shreds. But yet here I am standing tall and strong and thriving. And do y'all like my ankh? It's my ankh. Yes, I'm one of them. It's my ankh. Boom. And that is lapis lazuli in the form of a pendulum. Anyways, those were half of the 12 universal laws. And for real, what I really want to mention before I let you all go do what you all want to do, but try to apply these into your daily life. Especially if you're one of those people that are just feeling stuck, like your life is in a loop, or feel like you're not going anywhere, you're feeling stagnant. Do what you do while you're watching me, but actually do these things. And I'm not saying that I'm 100% perfect, but at the same time, I know what I know. So it's like I've already cut back most of the things I'm not doing anymore in my lifetime. I'm not even going to try. I'm just going to not do them. I'm not going to think about them. I'm not going to give them that type of energy to feed off of. You know what I'm saying? But for real, these aren't just concepts. These are things everybody who's going to watch this video, you watching it now, your TT watching it tomorrow, your grandpa watching it by the end of next week with a beer in his hand. these are things that you really just want to take into your daily life because I'm trying to help. You know, I know what it feels like to be stagnant or to feel like your life is just in a loop constantly, and then you're steady thinking the same things constantly, and then you're just in a bad mood constantly. I just know. Or then people ask me, where do you get all this energy from? Oh my gosh, your aura is just not from here, although you're from here. And I'm just like, thank the cosmic, thank the universe, to whichever out of those two, name it. That's who I give my greatest praises to. But anyways, thank you all for watching this video. I hope you all have a blessed, lovely day. And remember to think positive.